Hi, I'm Dr. Tim Komar. Today we are going to show a couple examples of the product rule, which is the rule for differentiating products of functions. First of all, the product rule can be stated as follows. So if f and g are differentiable functions, then the derivative of the product f times g is the derivative of f times g plus f times the derivative of g. And I've color coded it for you so you can see what corresponds to G, what corresponds to F over here. Frequently, we use simpler notation for this. We just think of U as the function F and V here for the function G, and we can write it out in the following fashion. So the derivative of the product U times V is U prime V plus U V prime over here. And we're going to keep this color coding throughout the examples over here. So first, we're going to look at a numerical example. So here we're given a couple function values and derivative values. So we have f of 2 is 3, f prime of 2 is negative 2, g of 2 is 4, and g prime of 2 is 5. So if h is the product of f and g, we want to compute now h prime of 2. So we're going to use the product rule here. And writing out the product rule formally here and substituting 2 in for the x, we're going to get, again, that f prime of 2 times g of 2 plus f of 2 times g prime of 2. And then we just plug in the numbers from above. F prime is the negative 2. G of 2 is the 4. F of 2 is the 3. And g prime of 2 is the 5. And that comes out to be 7. And that's our first example that's just illustrating formally how the rule works. Now we are going to compute the derivative of a function given in its symbolic form over here. So this time we want to compute the derivative of this function f, which is the product of the polynomial function 2x cubed plus 5x plus 1 times sine of x. So our solution, we're going to write out and color code in the same way here. So the derivative of the product is going to be the derivative of the first factor of the 2x cubed plus 5x plus 1 times the other factor, sine of x, times the first factor, 2x cubed plus 5x plus 1 times the derivative of the second factor, sine x over here. And notice here, I've just left these prime symbols over here just to write out the rule formally. And then we can kind of use them as a placeholder to say, oh yeah, we still got to compute the derivatives of these two functions in the next step. And that can become very useful in more complicated problems as well. So here, the derivative of the 2x cubed plus 5x plus 1 is just going to be 6x plus 5, and the derivative of sine x is cosine x. And here in blue and red is our derivative, and we'll just leave it in this form. Again, I'm Tim Komar. I'm available for mathematics tutoring, and please feel free to contact me and like and watch other videos that we have over here.